Hi, good evening, everyone, and here we are. Tonight we're in Coldwater, Michigan, and we're at the shop of Ryan Ruhl. And Ryan, good to see you here tonight, and thanks for bringing us into the shop for tonight's episode of Rumble Mumble.
Yeah, happy to have you.
Hey, it's kind of neat here, kind of unbeknownst to me that, Ryan, you're pretty big into vinyl wrap and everything like that. We've known you for your open wheel racing and everything, so this is kind of new to us, and kind of neat to see all the machines and all the wraps around. And we're with Kyle Dager tonight from Grit Motorsports. And Kyle, 4 weeks from tonight, it's the big day.
Yeah, 4 weeks until move-in day. I'm not even going to attempt to do the math. It's too hard. No, but Ryan, thanks for being here. And when was your first Rumble?
I believe it was 2004, 2005. Took a go-kart there. Had no idea what I was doing. Probably don't know much more, but
so you came into the Rumble on a go-kart. Where were you racing that year? Were you like on the dirt tracks around?
Yeah, pretty much just State Line and Waynesfield a few times.
So then you come into the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, and I know the first time I walked in there, and I was like, wow, this is like Daytona. It looks so massive, and it is pretty big to a go-kart racer.
Yeah, I still think it's plenty big.
And this year you're going to get back into a go-kart there?
Yeah, back in a go-kart. Nathan Bevard talked me into it.
Okay.
So yeah, gonna give it another shot.
Now you've also run the 600s in there, right?
Yeah, Ken Adgate was nice enough to let me drive his non-wing and wing 600 in there, and yeah, it was wild.
So how's you do your fair share of full-size sprint car racing, and you still mentioned that it still seems pretty big in there?
Yeah, it's kind of huge and terrifying in a go-kart. The 600s is manageable, but yeah, the go-karts are pretty intense.
It's just the reaction time. It just we're talking about how big it is. It's a 1/6 mile track built inside of the Coliseum, but with the concrete walls and everything, and the speeds that the go-karts are turning are actually faster than what you were turning in the 600.
I believe it. It feels like a lap goes by in just a blink.
Try and talk us through a lap in a go-kart, and then kind of compare and differ that from a lap in a 600 there.
The lap in a go-kart, I'm pretty much just praying it doesn't bike up or flip or clip the concrete. So if it's going decent, I just try to be as smooth as possible. And then in the 600, yeah, it's way more comfortable because you have a seat and seat belts, roll cage, and you can kind of work the throttle, where the go-kart's just kind of full throttle, and hopefully the go-kart's tuned up good enough.
So this year, again, at the Rumble 23 presented by Jason Deeds Trailer Sales, we've got multiple classes of the go-karts, including the Bob Bisher Homes 360s. This year we're bringing in the wedge carts. They're kind of big up in the Michigan area, around the South Bend area as well. EverageAuto.com going to sponsor them, so that's kind of a new class for us. Then we have multiple classes of quarter midgets. The 600s, we have the Liuna non-winged 600s and North Baltimore custom cuts winged 600s. And then the neat thing about the midgets is it's a combination of the national midgets, the regional midgets, the Focus, and Canyon. Have you ever thought about trying to get a ride there in a midget?
I haven't. I know my dad would be excited about that, but yeah, I know so little about those midgets set up for the syrup that I haven't really tried to burden a team with bringing me on board.
The midget class is pretty interesting, and by bringing in the age group, I think it's 14 you can run in there in the midgets, and then it goes all the way up to like Mike Fedorczyk and just dirt track drivers, big track drivers, short track drivers. And I guess it goes the same way in all the classes, doesn't it, pretty much, Kyle?
Yeah, the last 2 years we had some cool guests where we had, we showcased some of the, younger crowd in the karts and quarter midgets, and then, we had Fedora Check and some of the older crowd that still drives in the Rumble, and it was just kind of cool to see that age gap. And Ryan, you mentioned, you're
34, I think.
34 now, and you said you might be getting a little too old to run karts now.
Yeah, I start to worry about broken bones, how sore I'm going to be, stuff like that. But I feel like it keeps me sharp for when spring comes up, so that's kind of the
that's something that a lot of the teams of the interviews that we've had is talking about the Rumble on keeping your reflexes sharp for the off season, or it's in the middle of the off season, and then coming into the Rumble, it's just you're just able to sharpen up on those skills a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a good break for the middle of the off season. That keeps your reflexes quick and keeps you everything kind of smoothed out.
So what would you say, you obviously drive sprint cars, but in the Rumble you're running 7-8 second laps. What would you say you need a quicker reaction time for?
In 90% of the cases, I would say the go-karts.
Right.
Like if you're on a quick bull ring with a 410, that's, I guess, comparable, but yeah, kind of totally different animals, but yeah, everything happens quick in both.
I think the thing about the go-karts versus, granted, I'm not a driver, but when you're driving the 410, and a great season on the 410, I understand. We'll go into that in a second. But, you can work on the shock setup. You can work on the engine setup and everything else. But in the go-kart, it's like 90% you, the driver, because you don't have the suspension. You've got the tire prep wars, and I guess you can do some tinkering around with the tire stagger and stuff like that. But it's primarily the driver.
Yeah, there's a lot less stuff to work on. Like, yeah, the go-karts pretty much don't have any suspension. But yeah, it's the go-karts, it's a lot of momentum, and the sprint cars usually have more power than you need. So it's kind of a weird balance of the two, but yeah, I think they both help each other out.
So you mentioned earlier, driving a kart around there, and all you're trying to do is just be as smooth as possible and avoid biking up. But if your kart's not handling the greatest and you are kind of biking up, what are some things you can do to kind of mitigate that?
Well, I am not the greatest kart racer, so
is it just kind of you got what you got, or?
As far as I know, I'm sure somebody that has a little more experience on that could give you some tips. But
the biggest thing that everybody that we've talked to, not only in the go-karts but in every division, they touch on the fact that the track changes so much. The rubber and how crucial it is for the go-karts, because it's like the rubber comes up, it goes down. It's there, it's not there. And then a lot of times the karts come out and there's like one little layer of rubber, and you've got to try to put that right rear, I think, right on it.
Yeah, it is crazy how much it changes, and it depends on if they're opening the doors up for people to get fuel and how cold it is outside. If the draft comes in, it makes the track change. But yeah, you kind of have to really pay attention to see.
Did you notice that as much when you're driving the 600 as far as the track conditions, or is it just more crucial like in the karts?
I think it affects the karts more just because the 600s have bigger tires and they can kind of plow through whatever and they catch something, where the go-karts, if the rubber starts chunking up, you can really feel the difference in that.
Well, we're 4 weeks away from the Rumble in Fort Wayne. Just the other night, Tuesday night, we had our final opportunity to enter the VIP fan experience, and we're kind of excited about that because, Ryan, tonight you get to make somebody happy or somebody mad. We're gonna have you draw. We have this great fan experience. Why don't you touch base real quick on that, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. We have all up for grabs here. A 2-night stay at the Holiday Inn just across the street. That includes breakfast. Also comes with some Fatheads Eyewear swag, and obviously 2 tickets to the Rumble in Fort Wayne each night.
Each night, so it's like a $300 package. And to enter, we've been doing this iRacing series for the third Tuesday of every month since April, and everybody's had the opportunity to enter. All they had to do was like, share, and comment on it. And Tuesday night, we raced at Lernerville Speedway. Have you ever run your 410 there or anything over at Lernerville?
Nope, I've not been there.
Well, I think a lot of iRacers haven't either, because it was probably our longest feature race that we've had. The track just slicked up. It almost looked like this table. And the guys, see, every week 4 guys would transfer into our finale coming up. It's going to actually be held at the Rumble. And the 1B main, we were down to 2 finishers. It was pretty embarrassing, but the feature turned out pretty good. But anyways, so we've got the entries here tonight, and these are everybody. How ironic, we're using Eldora Speedway, and that's where the finale is going to be run at, virtual Eldora Speedway. 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the Rumble. We have 12 more opportunities to get into that finale. That's the Fatheads Eyewear finale. It's $1,000 to win, and General Tire certificate, paying 10 spots for iRacing. So, Ryan, why don't you reach in and draw the winning name?
Oh, I don't know if I... Okay, it's just one.
Just one? Okay.
Thomas Cole.
Thomas Cole, I think from the Findlay, Ohio area. So Thomas, you've got 2 nights stay at Holiday Inn. And the neat thing about the Holiday Inn, it was just announced yesterday on our Facebook page. We're doing a kickoff party there this year, Ryan, on Thursday night. It's going to be kind of neat. Jason Dietz Trailer Sales is coming aboard to sponsor that. And we're going to have a charity component. We're going to have a buffet, because I don't know. Do you go back and forth, or do you stay down there?
I usually stay down there.
Right.
Especially if there's
Well, you know how
party.
tough it is to get something to eat on Thursday night afterwards. So they're going to have a buffet for us at the Holiday Inn, and then we're going to have a party, and it's going to be neat. We're going to be supporting the Community Harvest Food Bank there in Fort Wayne. And so the admission is just a donation or non-perishable goods. But we're doing a neat thing this year. I'm kind of excited about it.
Yeah, we are dropping the green flag at midnight, which officially kicks off the Rumble in Fort Wayne. I think it's a better version of the New Year's Eve ball drop, but it officially kicks off the Rumble and kicks off a night of partying.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And I know in the past, some of those parties, have you ever gone to any of those parties down there?
I've been to a party or 2.
Yeah, they get pretty wild down there with Tony and Rico and everybody, and so we're looking forward to that, and that's going to be on Thursday night. And then also, Lynn Cook, a racer's friend, has come on board, also with the charity component. She'll be sponsoring, it was just announced also this week, the Best Appearing Midget Award. And that's a $250 cash bonus going to the Best Appearing Midget as voted on by the fans, and that's going to be a pretty interesting thing and pretty easy to do as well. Yeah,
we're kind of doubling down with the Community Harvest Food Bank. You can either donate to get your entry for whoever you want to vote for the midget, the Best Appearing Midget, and then also obviously as we mentioned, it's your entry into the cocktail party for the Thursday night kickoff.
So we're looking forward to that. So Ryan, tell us a little bit about your background. You said you did the go-kart racing, but this year you had a great season with the 410 sprint. So tell us a little bit about your year.
I raced, I think, almost 40 sprint car races this year. A lot of 410, a ton of 360 stuff. We won the GLSS championship, won 5 features. It was a great year.
Great. The sprint car, is it something is it a family deal, or is it something that it just evolved from your go-kart racing, or is there any history in the family of a racing background?
My dad raced mini sprints when I was, I think, just born, so I don't even really remember seeing him race, but we lived by Butler growing up, so I was spectating there, so I was just always a super fan, and I wanted to race. So when I got old enough and saved up enough, I got a go-kart, and then that went all right, and I kind of had enough saved up that I got a used sprint car and kind of just went from there.
How was that transition going from a go-kart to a full-size sprint car?
It was a big jump, but I think the go-kart helped with being smooth and keeping your momentum up. But yeah, it's kind of super different, but yeah, useful.
So where all did you race this summer?
We started the year at East Bay in Florida in February, and then we went to Atomic, Attica, Waynesfield, and then kind of all of the Michigan tracks in between that. And then at the end of the year, I went to the Short Track Nationals in Little Rock.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of competition out there.
Yeah, it didn't go so well for me, but it was a cool experience, and yeah, a lot of good race cars and drivers.
So again, tonight we're talking with Ryan Ruhl. We're in Coldwater, Michigan, in his shop here, and just pretty impressed with the shop and all the vinyl wrapping that you're doing. And that's pretty much your full-time job?
Yeah, design stuff, which I don't always end up printing that. I just make stuff for people, and then have all the printing stuff out here for race cars, vehicles, window stickers, things like that.
Okay. And
Definitely always come to the track with some pretty good looking cars. When did you get started making wraps?
I got my own stuff 2 years ago, but when I first started racing, I would doodle the pictures up and take it to the vinyl guys and ask if they could make that, and then I kind of realized that it's a job possibility.
It's amazing the design work that can be done with the vinyl wraps and everything. I'm old school, coming back to the old hand painted cars and everything like that, and it's great, except for in the go-karts. Trying to score the vinyl numbers are just so beautiful to look at, but when you're doing 7-second laps around the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, it's pretty difficult to read sometimes. And so this year on the go-karts, we're going to what we call the old school number panel on the left side, the side that we score from. It's got to be the old panel with a contrasting number, make everything else pretty, but that number we've got to read. Although we are working on a transponder scoring system, and we're pretty close to announcing that. And then if we go that route, have added on the design. I'm not too worried, but so we want to give a big shout out to Jason Deitch again, and also Fatheads Eyewear, Rico and the gang sponsoring our Rumble Mumble, and this is our 3rd year on the Rumble Mumble already, so we're moving right along. And but it's just hard to believe 4 weeks away. Has Nate and everybody got the go-kart ready for you? Did you do any go-kart racing at all this year?
No competitive go-kart racing. I've tried to go to a few public fun kart things to, I don't know, toughen my arms up some, but yeah, nothing really compares the G-forces like the Rumble does in the karts.
Because karts, I would say most of the midgets and 600s have power steering in there, or at least quite a few of them. Karts, it's just bare knuckle. You're out there, rubber up. It doesn't matter. You gotta wheel that thing around.
Yeah, that's very true.
So how important is Thursday night? We have the optional practice on Thursday night. If the timing goes right, you get 2 rounds out there. How important is that to get ready for Friday and Saturday?
For someone like me, I think it's huge, because I haven't even seen this go-kart, and it's been 2 years, I think, since I've driven a flat kart last. So yeah, to get acclimated with things and see it in the track again, I think it's a big deal.
So what are your expectations going into this year?
To be honest, just to not get too sore, and if I could make the features and be competitive, I would feel like I checked my goals off.
Nice.
Well, Kyle, it's been a great year for the Rumble on putting together some sponsorships, and why don't you give us a quick rundown where we're at on that?
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned, Jason Deitch Trailer Sales and Fatheads Eyewear coming back this year. New for this year, we have the Liuna non-wing 600cc midgets, as well as the North Baltimore Custom Cuts wing 600cc midgets. For the karts, we have the EveridgeAuto.com wedge karts, Bob Busher Homes Clone 360 class, and we're also announcing tonight the Economy Auto Parts Clone 330 class are coming on board. We also have some cool kind of different sponsorships. The American Landmaster, they're the official UTV of the Rumble, so welcome back for them. This is their second year with us. Also, another cool award for the midget class is Bob Busher Homes. They're going to be doing the Quick Time Award each night. So cool to give back to the classes here a little bit, a little extra money here and there with that, as well as the Best Appearing Midget.
Well, I guess we're going to have to throw the challenge out to some of the kart chassis manufacturers now and get them on board and do some more. We do have John Limbacher doing the memorial race for the 360 clones. Which class are you running in?
The 360s.
Okay, well, on Saturday night, John Limbacher, which big around the state line area, you probably remember the name back when you were racing.
Oh, absolutely.
They're doing a 2,000 to win race that night, and that brings out some of the top talent in the local kart racing. Who do you think's your biggest competitor out there in the go-karts?
Well, the Rumbles that I remember, I know Phil Schneider's fast lately. Jake Shelley, Josh McKnight. I know there's 5-10 other guys that
yeah,
are
they've been around a long time, and that one, it's amazing. The kart racing there kind of steals the thunder a lot. You'll look up and you'll see like all the midget drivers and the 600 drivers. And the fans, so many people, I think they think of a go-kart as, like you said, the amusement tracks and the Cedar Point type go-karts. But this is competitive racing, and you're like 2 inches off the ground, and it's bare knuckle racing. And you guys are going faster than the midgets and just swapping the lead. And when the track is right and the karts have like 2 grooves, it's phenomenal racing. It really is.
Yeah, I think in all the years I've been attending the Rumble, the karts are always my favorite race to watch.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. So that's December 17th and 18th, the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. Tickets are on sale. This year the reserve seating is going to be the top 6 rows all the way around in the spectator area. And they are on sale through any Ticketmaster location or at the Coliseum box office. They're open till 5 o'clock every day on Saturdays, and then any night that there's a Comet game, they're open also. So we encourage you. You don't have to get the advance tickets, but to get the seat that you want in the top 6 rows, we encourage you to get those ahead of the time. But they'll be on sale race day both Friday and Saturday, the 17th and 18th. The optional practice is on Thursday night. As we said, 4 weeks from tonight, and it's just kind of hard to fathom. We'll build the track on Wednesday night, the 15th, and it's just kind of neat, Ryan. I don't know. You always come in once it's built, but we walk in there, and it's just this bare building, 4 walls. They bring in the bleachers, and that's there when we get there. Then we put up, we just did a trivia question on, I think it's like 84 concrete barriers we have to place. Put the post in, stretch the cable, stretch the fence, but we do it all in about 5 hours. And I think Kyle this year is going to try to do a time lapse on that, and that'll be kind of neat.
Oh yeah, that'll be awesome.
Then we lay down the syrup, and from there we go racing, and it's like non-stop from the time we start.
Yeah, I know things happen quick, and it is
So growing up, did you have any knowledge of the Rumble, or what steered you there with your go-kart?
I think I went when I was a kid, and they used to have a trade show at the Coliseum, and they also had the races going on, and I didn't really know the extent of it because I was just a kid. But once I got back racing when I was 18, everyone at the track towards the end of the season said, "Are you going to the Rumble this winter?" And I was like, "What is that?" And then I got filled in and went and got to experience it.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. Kyle, any advice you want to give based on your racing experience here to Ryan?
Oh man, where does it start? Tire. Well, I mean, you've been there. You know, biggest thing: avoid the tires, and at all costs, rubber side down. Larry loves to give me crap. He'll give you crap too if you slide into his wall or if you flip your lid. He'll never let it go.
And I do have a memory on that. And if you screw up, I'll hit you over the head with the flag on the helmet. I've been known to do that. What do you do the next 4 weeks trying to get ready?
I've picked up jogging again, so hopefully I can make it the full feature.
Yeah, I almost have to do the jogging to get from the basement up to the track.
Yeah,
That's a
good
long
point.
way for the go-karts.
Yeah, those picking the go-karts up all weekend, I don't miss that part of the kart racing. But yeah, trying to cut back on the carbs, try to be lightweight, and then yeah, keep my endurance up is pretty much it.
I always thought it was interesting because I mean you're not the only person that we've had that have kind of told us about their routine leading up to the Rumble, and I mean we're just coming off a full year of racing, and you'd think it'd be the other way around. People are getting ready for race season, but the Rumble is such a physical race that you really have to be ready for it physically and mentally going in there in December.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no sprint car race where I feel like I'm gonna physically fall out of the seat. So yeah, the full containment seats, the seat belts holding you in, that is definitely a big help.
Well, Kyle, we've been talking quite a bit about all the activity going on with the Rumble in Fort Wayne this year, the sponsorship, the party, and everything that's going on. And there's a lot of great ways that you can keep up with the Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely. Our social media is the best way, as well as our website, rumbleinfortwayne.com. You know, it seems like we've had a cool announcement almost every week leading up to this point, and I think we have a few more that you guys will be kind of surprised with, and you're not going to want to miss it. So follow us, check out our website, and stay up to date.
And we've been talking, Ryan, so much tonight about the speeds inside the Rumble, whether it be the go-kart, the quarter midgets, the 600s, or the midgets. And it goes just as fast trying to do this show. 23, 24, 25 minutes just goes by so quickly. And we're just about ready to wrap this up from Coldwater, Michigan. Ryan, we really thank you for allowing us into your shop tonight, and we look forward to seeing you 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's sneaking up, but yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for letting me mumble.
All right, so let's give a quick plug out for your wrap business. How do people reach out if they want to get some wraps done?
Double R Designs on Facebook. Yeah, if you send a message, that is pretty much the only way, the best way to get a hold of me.
Or come to the Rumble and see you down in the pits at the go-kart pit. So we're going to wrap this up. We want to give a big thank out to Fatheads Eyewear, Jason Deach Trailer Sales, and Kyle, as always, you're in the driver's seat. Take us home.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. You know, as we mentioned today, we got 4 weeks away where we see you at the party.
There's a good chance if there's a party involved, I'll try to be there.
Awesome.
Well, we'll have to make sure that Thomas Cole buys you a drink.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
But we'll see everyone in 4 short weeks for the 23rd Rumble in Fort Wayne on December 17th and 18th.